What is up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD. Happy Wednesday. Let's jump right into this. All right, guys. Well, hope you guys are having a great day today. It is Wednesday, September the 4th. Bitcoin right now currently sitting at around 57,990, right under that 58,000. We've been kind of teeter-tottering all day. You can see we had some lows today. Actually, as of last night, early in the morning, we dropped down to 55,600, only to come right back up to about 58,500. And we've kind of just been sitting around this area of some big support at that 57,900 area, looking like she wants to find some good support there. So hopefully we can hold above there. Obviously 57,900, 58,000, a lot better than dropping down towards that 55,600 area. That was a pretty considerable drop last night or early this morning. So like I said, you can see that we have retraced somewhat, and today has been nothing but almost like after that retracement from that bottom up to where we made it up, we've been kind of hanging around the same area, pretty much not doing much as of today. So what is going on, TJ? Khalil, what's going on? Khalil said there's more blood in the market than the gang meeting. There is, bro. There is. And we're going to cover some stuff that's going on. It's really what's going on right now. Crypto crashed or dropped a lot last night, continuing our downward move. Really not crypto related, but we're going to jump into this. So let's jump into some other projects real quick, and then we'll cover the full broad spectrum of everything. So right now, Solana sitting at around 133. Solana kind of doing the same thing. We saw a dramatic drop down to about 122 earlier this morning or late last night, however you want to look at it. And we did see a nice retracement, at least from that 122. I'm actually kind of pissed because I would have loved to have opened up a nice long on that. We retraced almost 10% in Solana. That was a nice a giga drop that we saw, not only for Solana, but also obviously for Bitcoin leading the way. Looking at the crypto bubbles for today, you kind of have mixed reviews, but you can see a majority of them actually are in the green for today. Technically in the green. Right now, you can see the ICP 4.5%, Popcat almost 9%, Engine up, Starnet up, Helium back up, Arweave doing really well. We have Dog with Hat up 6%, Uniswap is up, Ton's down 6.5%, obviously, and taking Notcoin down with it. What's Ton trading at right now? No way. Ton's all the way down to $4. Holy crap. Let's pull that up real quick. Holy crap. Ton took a shit. I didn't even realize that. Oof. Yeah, Ton dropped like crazy. So you can see right now, Ton is basically looking at this, the full Ton chart here. You can see we obviously ran up. This was previously hitting highs at around $8.31. And since then, we have obviously come down. But look at this drop. This drop is more significant than the drop that we saw back in the 4th of August, when the whole market dropped and Bitcoin dropped down to about 49,000. Alts got hit really hard. You can see Ton literally has dropped more today than that day, right? And they've basically come and retested this 0.5 fib retracement right now. So for right now, the 0.5 seems to be holding as some kind of a support level for right now, but not looking good at all for Ton. This is not looking good. But I will say, like I've been telling you guys, I personally think that Ton is a solid project. I mean, now we can run into some articles. I didn't see anything particularly for today of why Ton is particularly down so much, but for the most part, I do think that Ton is a solid project, and this could be a decent little buy zone right here that we're in at this sub $5. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be jumping in on Ton right now just because the market cap is so freaking high. Flips in the house. What's going on, bro? What is going on, brother? But yeah, going back to the bubbles, like I was saying, you can see it's kind of crazy. The market's not doing the best, but some the alts aren't doing terrible right now, right? But so if you're looking at the bubbles, it looks like the alts aren't doing bad. But if you really go into each individual chart, they're really not doing well, other than maybe Helium and a few other projects that have been running in the last month. Like if you look, the week, or if we look at the month, it'll kind of pan out a little bit better. Like ordinals that I always talk about, not doing bad, right? Not doing bad. Up for the week, 16%. Helium up, like I said, 10%. Arweave up 10%. Uniswap's up 12%. But majority of the market is down, and down pretty bad. Floki 22%. TON 16%. Beam 10%. Sui 11%. This kind of plays out what you can see in the market. So just because we're having, you know, and you look at the daily and it's in the green 1%, 2%, you know, it doesn't mean that anything, honestly, in my opinion. The markets right now are continuing their downward move. Why is this happening, guys? What the hell is going on? We're going to cover it. Looking at the fear and greed index, guys, did I not call this? This is the first time I'm looking at this today. I've been gone all freaking day today. Couldn't wait to get home to start streaming and stuff like that. Looking at the fear and greed index, I told you guys this yesterday. I said, listen, we're at 40, what was it, 44, 46. I said, we're most likely tomorrow when the numbers come out, we're going to be down. And look at where we're at right now. We are finally broke into fear. The market is in fear, guys, right now. 34. This tells us a lot, but why? Why did we jump all the way from like 50? We were technically at 60 like 2 weeks ago, all the way down literally 50% almost in the fear and greed index. Why is the market so fearful right now? And Rodney says, I feel that, bro. Definitely, man. Well, let's just jump in and let's talk about some stuff here, and we'll look at the charts. If you guys want to look at anything, let me know. So yesterday, if you're living under a rock and you didn't see what happened yesterday, Nvidia dropped $300 billion in just a day. Dropped down from 175 down to, I believe it's low as of today. We'll pull it up. I believe its low as of today was 105, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. $90. This was August. So you can see Nvidia dropped. Obviously, we're at, hold on here. What the hell charts are these? That's a little odd because Nvidia was at like a 175 yesterday, and this isn't the correct chart. This is not the correct chart, but we'll keep it right here. So you guys can see Nvidia dropped down to about 105, 104 actually, 66 yesterday. Literally liquidating $300 billion from just Nvidia. What is going on, guys? Tech, this enormous tech giant, this is the biggest stock per market cap across the whole board, right? This one stock actually brought down the Dow Jones over 1.5%, just this one stock. So tech giant Nvidia set a record by losing more than $280 billion in the market capitalization in a single day. What caused this dramatic collapse? So according to Bloomberg, the U.S. Department of Justice has issued subpoenas for Nvidia and several other companies as part of an antitrust investigation. Previously, the ministry limited itself to non-binding questionnaires, but now has decided to take more decisive action. Nvidia shares responded to the news with a sharp decline by the close of trading on September the 3rd, which was yesterday. They had fallen 9.5% to 108 and continued to drop further to 2% to 105 in the aftermarket. What is going on around Nvidia subpoena, and why is Nvidia down? So speaking about Nvidia antitrust, authorities are concerned that the company is allegedly making it difficult for customers to switch to other chip makers and AI services, and penalizing customers who do not exclusively use its AI services. As part of the investigation, the Justice Department has contacted other tech companies, including Nvidia's largest investor, Microsoft, for additional information. However, the company denies all the allegation. In an official statement to Bloomberg, Nvidia representatives emphasized that the company wins on its merits, and reflected in our test results the value to the customers who can choose any solution that suits them. So, with all that, word salad, it's nice, it's cool, it sounds good, but the point of the story is that Nvidia dropped down absolutely. I mean, this was probably one of the biggest drops that we've seen as far as like a market cap this size. It's been probably over 20 years, right? Off of this news. Now, why is this involved crypto? Well, there's certain stocks that are correlated with crypto, right? Or a lot of people that trade in these certain stocks also trade into crypto. Now, I don't think this has had anything particularly to do with Bitcoin dropping, and we're actually going to cover, I believe I have an article of why Bitcoin particularly dropped last night, and it had nothing to do with Nvidia. It had more to do with actually Japan, right? We'll cover this here in a second. But Nvidia, this dropping down, this is just on top of, right? This is on top of what I've been telling you guys for the last few weeks, last month or two, that a lot of big players like Warren Buffett, if you guys remember me bringing this up like over, like maybe, I feel like it's been maybe a month now, where he had sold off like half of his shares of Apple. He had literally sold off like billions of dollars worth of these big tech companies. And usually, I told you the last time we saw this was when we saw a major crash, right? In the stock market particularly. And when you see big money doing this, where they're starting to sell off a lot of these big companies, they're not doing it because, oh, I want to move over to cash. No, they're doing it because they know something's ahead of us, right? Now, is that something ahead of us? Did it already occur? We don't know that, right? We don't know if he knew something was up with Nvidia, if something's up with Apple, if he knows that something's up with the economy and the whole market, and this is just the beginning, right? But the writing is on the wall, guys. There's been a lot of signs indicating that, particularly for the economy and the stock market, that there's just, it seems like there's more pain to be had, right, in the stock market. So I hope it doesn't, because Bitcoin's kind of gotten correlated with the market, right? Unfortunately, again, we kind of broke apart, but now that the market has kind of been going down or going up, we've kind of been moving with the market particularly, and I think that's what's going to be for the near future as far as now. So this leads to my next article. So analysts caution 20% Bitcoin decline as U.S. rates cut fuels recession fears. So a long-awaited interest rate cut by the United States Federal Reserve could have an unexpected impact on Bitcoin, potentially driving its price down, according to analysts. In September the 2nd report from Bitfinex, analysts warned that the U.S. rate cut could present a challenging time for Bitcoin traders. While a 25 basis point cut is seen as more favorable outcome, possibly lead to long-term price appreciation for Bitcoin as liquidity increases and recession fears ease. The report cautioned that a more aggressive cut could have more opposite of effect. And this is what I was talking about, guys, yesterday. Kind of a little, I'm wearing my no FUD sweater or tank top, or losing it. I'm wearing my no FUD sweater sweatshirt, and I'm freaking starting to get a little hot here. So this is what I was bringing up the other day, was that a lot of people they're like, oh, the Feds are going to do a half basis point, and they're like, almost like this is going to be a good thing for the markets. But from what I've heard is that if the Feds actually do a 0.5% or 0.5 ease in interest rates coming up basically in less than 2 weeks, that could actually indicate a bad move for the markets, basically indicating that the Feds see that we're about to be literally in the cuffs of a recession, right? And you're like, well, why would that reflect anything on the market? Well, if people are thinking the Feds think that we're about to get into a recession, people will quickly sell off a risk on assets, and not us, not retail buyers. It'll be the big whales that'll start it off, right? They'll start it off. They'll start selling off. And then after that, you'll see, obviously the market's crashing, and retail people that are terrified continue on to that sell-off. That's what possibly could happen if we see some kind of a 0.5 basis cut ease in the markets. Manny, what's going on, brother? Demon said, in your opinion, the bull run will start 1 week before October? Bro, I wouldn't give out. No, I would definitely not say anything like that, dude. I would, as of right now, with how the markets are looking, I would say we're going to take it day by day, right? I could say, oh, the markets are going to run, 2 days before October doesn't mean anything, right? Right now, looking at the markets the way they look, look at this. We've been steadily, like I keep pointing out, we've been steadily making lower highs, right? So I do indicate that at some time we are going to find some kind of a bottom and we are going to start shooting up. But I've been telling you guys this for the last few weeks, few months, that, I still think that we have more pain ahead of us. I really do. I still do think, I don't think that we have literally seen a dramatic drop big enough for us to start basically like do a restart and start building up that momentum, right? We've seen these drops that feel like we've gone down to the bottom, but in all due reality, Bitcoin right now is still hovering right under $60,000. That is not a bad price, honestly, for Bitcoin, given how much we feel like we've gone down, so bullish. What's going on, brother? What is going on? So, and then you have articles like this that are still calling for some kind of a 20%, 20% drop in Bitcoin. Let's say Bitcoin from right now where we're at, we see some kind of a 20% drop from where we're at right now. That would put us at somewhere around $46,000, and we haven't hit that yet, right? $46,000 could easily be in play, and you can see that if we were to hit 46K, that would just basically go with the lower lows that we continue to keep making, right? As we've continued to just every few weeks, we keep seeing these big drops, right? That would be just a continuation of another lower low that we could see. So bullish that I hope so. I'm like I said, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence in regards to us dropping. Obviously I don't want to see everyone's portfolios down in the red, right? I don't want to see mine, but I know I've been through this, right? You go through these red months and stuff like that, only to come out, and see these massive runs as far as with the market. So where did we stop off? So a 50 basis point rate cut could potentially trigger a correction, pushing Bitcoin deeper into a recent slump as recession concerns escalate. And that's what I was basically just stating. So recession concerns gained traction in early August when the SOM rule, it's a lady's last name, I know, I forgot. Is it SOM rule recession indicator, which tracks economic downturn, jumped to 0.53 from 0.43 following a weak U.S. job reports data, signaling a warning for a looming recession. And let's look here, something I wanted to point out. So this is the FOMC meeting. Obviously, this is the chart in regards to what a lot of the investors are anticipating. Excuse me. Haven't sneezed on stream in a while. Whew. All right. So you guys can see, as of yesterday, this chart was actually at what, like 60, 65, and it was like 35, I believe. Something, it definitely wasn't 45, 55. And my exact words yesterday was, guys, mark my words, this thing is probably going to even out 50 and 50-50, right? Where 50 of the market is probably calling for some kind of a 0.25 to maybe a 0.5% deduction in interest rates. And then you have the other half calling for a definite 0.5 or possibly a 0.75 deduction in interest rates. I'm on the camp of, I think we're going to see a 0.5. I really do. Now, remember, we have unemployment coming out. When is unemployment coming out? I believe it's this week, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. I believe we have unemployment coming out on Friday. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, we have unemployment rate coming out on the 6th, which is this Friday. I told you guys, this is going to be probably the biggest market mover for this week. Obviously, other than if something else catastrophic happens, right? But this is most likely going to be the biggest market mover. Right now, we're forecast to see unemployment actually come down. Remember, it was at 4.3. They're calling for a 4.2, just a tick under, which would technically be a good thing, right? Unemployment, we were shooting for some high unemployment a few months ago, but as unemployment kind of shot up really fast, now you're seeing it's like the markets are crazy. They are. Like 6 months ago, when unemployment was at like 3.7, 3.6, somewhere around there, everybody's like, yeah, we need unemployment to go up. Unemployment goes from 3.5 to 4.3 within a year. And now we're like, holy crap. Wait, you're going too fast, right? Now we want it to go down a little bit, right? Like the markets are actually looking at high unemployment as a negative thing. 6 months ago, they were looking at it as a positive thing in regards to Jerome Powell reducing interest rates. So it's like a very thin line of where these numbers, like, what could be positive and what could be negative. And if they move too fast one direction, could easily, just be a cascading event in regards to the stock market and Bitcoin, unfortunately, for right now. So now, I don't have the article up, but yesterday, Japan signaled, and I don't know if they have it here, but Japan signaled, if you guys remember, when we saw the market crash down to 49K, Japan actually signaled that they were going to be increasing interest rates for the first time in, I think, a decade, right? And you're like, Crip, why the hell do we care about Japan? Well, to make it easy, a lot of investors, and I'm talking about billion-dollar investors that are all, the market movers, were going and borrowing money from Japan in the last 10 years because their interest rates were basically at zero. So they were able to borrow money from the Japan government for pennies to the dollar, right? And what they did was then they would go over to the U.S. government and buy U.S. bonds and yields, and a lot of them were paying out 5%, right? So they were making free money, basically. Well, now that Japan has signaled that they're going to be increasing their interest rates, now you have a lot of big investors basically going crazy and selling off a lot of things because now Japan, that free money is about to be stopping, right? That's kind of in a simplified way, right? There's a little bit more in depth, but that's pretty much a simplified way. But the point of the story is that when we saw Japan signal that they were going to be increasing interest rates, remember, this was back on August 4th. The market crashed down to 49K. 24 hours, everything cleared up. Japan was like, oh, you know what? We're gonna monitor it all, and we don't know exactly what we're going to do. And I told you guys, I was like, something's up here. Something's not right. Well, you fast forward literally a month. I didn't realize today's the 4th. You fast forward literally a month from that day that we saw that major crash. And basically Japan is signaled that they have to increase interest rates. It's hurt. Their economy is hurting right now. They have to increase interest rates, right? So now we're kind of what we saw from the 4th of last month that caused that drop is kind of reemerged. And I remember telling you guys that something just seemed off, right? And that everything that caused that drop didn't really resolve itself. It kind of just got brushed under the rug, and it was most likely going to come back. And that's kind of what we saw last night. Now, we didn't see a massive drop like we saw. This was the Japan drop, right? Fears of recession, Japan dropping. This was the drop from last night that we saw. And it really wasn't, looking at this drop really wasn't much. But what it does is it just shows you that we're just continuing on this downward move, right? So Bitcoin hasn't been doing good. The stock market has started to show its face that it could have topped out. The US dollar, believe it or not, it's been coming down. It is up a little bit, but it's sitting at around 101. But what's crazy is now you have gold that was making all-time highs coming down. US oil coming down, right? Silver coming down. All these risk-on assets have either topped out, or they're, regardless if they've topped out, they're starting to come down, right? It's almost like the writing is on the wall, guys, that even if we do see another leg towards the upside, I've been telling you guys this, and I still do believe it's going to happen. I think that it's going to be a lot shorter than what people are anticipating, right? As far as Bitcoin running up, us going through all season, I think it's going to be shorter than expected. And I think that a lot of people aren't going to expect it. They're going to think that we're going to continue to move up, and a lot of people are going to end up getting wrecked, right? So with that being said, I do think that we're going to come up at least one more time in the market. We're going to see one more hurrah before everything is done. Now, this could take, a few weeks. This could take a few months, right? We could be talking the beginning of 2025 when this is happening. But I still do believe that we're going to see one more big move towards the upside for Bitcoin, particularly for the market, possibly for the stock market as well. And then we're probably going to start seeing us either top out, either go sideways, stay up, maybe go sideways for a little while, but we're eventually going to start going back into a bear market. And I think that bear market is going to be coming a lot sooner than people actually anticipate. And this is all in my opinion, guys. But I do believe this is what's going to happen. So with that being said, right? With that being said, I'm still sticking to my same strategy that we see big dips. I'm still accumulating, right? Because I still want to make sure that I take advantage of that last run that we do have, that I do think that we're going to have. So I'm still accumulating, on my projects. We're obviously going to be here every day, right? We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here every day. And as we start making this leg up, I am going to remind you guys of everything that I'm saying now, because this is not going to be tomorrow. This is probably going to be in a few months, and you know how things are in crypto. This week we're down, or we're going through this, and then next week we're completely forgot about it, and whatever the hell is going on next week, right? Doesn't it feel like that? So I'm going to continue to bring this stuff up. We're going to continue to monitor it. I'm not going to forget about it whatsoever. And when I'm going to be very transparent with you guys, when I am signaling that I think that we're towards the top, you guys are going to hear me say it. This is where I think that we're topping, or we're getting close to the top. I don't care if I miss, higher prices. I'm securing the bag and I'm jumping out, right? Because what I want to do is make sure that I get this last run, and then I can prepare for when we see something like this, when we're basically, you're looking at these mountains, we're basically accumulating in these valleys, aka these bear markets that I think is going to come towards mid 2025, somewhere around there, maybe even towards later in 2025. Hopefully, right? Hopefully we get some good time to still accumulate. We get this last run that a lot of people are anticipating, and we can plan it accordingly. So we'll see how this plays out, guys. But in my opinion, I think that, for right now, we don't have much. I mean, obviously the markets don't look great, right? But I wouldn't be just fear selling, or, just run into the hills or anything like that, because I still do think, in my opinion, that we have one more big run. I still do think that Bitcoin has all-time highs to conquer, right? And I still do believe that altcoin season and DeFi season are definitely going to come back. And I say come back because I felt like we already got a slight altcoin season in March, and I feel like DeFi season kind of was, in effect as well. You go back 6 months ago. Now it's kind of slowed down like crazy. So bullish that I'll be following you. But remember, the whole time I'm just going to be like, this isn't financial advice, but run! Get the hell out! I don't know how to pronounce your name, brother, but what's going on, bro? I'm going to call you Yer. I'm just going to call you Yer, bro. What's going on, man? Welcome, brother. So let's jump into some Twitter spaces. I still call it Twitter, right? I still call it Twitter. Looks like Michael Saylor is working at a Bitcoin McDonald's in the meantime, while everything's kind of consolidating. So look at this. This is a Simpsons. This picture's hilarious, guys. You guys know this is funny right here. Look at this. All of us looking back at 70K like, we'll take it, right? Flip said, how long do you think the last... hold on, sorry. I'm looking at a different screen. So Flip said, how long do you think the last run will last? I mean, that's a hard question, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's going to be like a quick one and done. like we're running up and, Bitcoin runs up to like $90,000, $100,000. And then like 3 days later, we're right back down to 50K or anything like that. I think it's going to be a gradual move towards the upside. I think it's going to be most likely a gradual move towards the sideways action when we do get to higher levels. But I don't anticipate that we're going to be sitting at some high levels for this long duration of time, right? If you think about it, when we go back to the Bitcoin charts and you really look at, how long we spent at some of these higher levels, yeah, we stayed above. Let me pull up the other Bitcoin chart real quick. So like with some of these higher levels, when we were back in 2024, you can see, we stayed at high, above 50,000, right? I'll put the $50,000 mark on here. So that's about 50,000, right? If you look at the last market or the last bull run, Bitcoin spent some time above 50, right? Spent some time above 50. If you really map it out, this was in February, 17th of February up until the 15th of May. So what is that? February, March, May. So technically about 3 months, it spent about, above 50,000, right? And then when we went on another run, because remember, we had this dramatic drop during the bull run, and then we came back up. And if you look, October to about the beginning of December, which was another 2 months. If you think about that, Flip, that was only 2 months, dude, that we spent above 50K, right? If we actually move it up, to some of the higher levels, let's move it up to, let's move it up to 60K, right? How long did Bitcoin spend above $60,000, right, on the last bull run? Well, you can see this was literally like a day, and this right here was from the 10th of April over to the 18th. So literally Bitcoin on the first run spent about a week above 60K. And then on the second run, this was the last run, right? This is what I'm saying that we're probably going to see again. That last, hooray, that last run before we start going back down into a bear market. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, tomorrow or anything like that. But if you look, the 16th of October, and we'll say the 17th of November, we spent 1 month above 60K. Think about that. 1 month above 60K on the last run. It felt like it was a lot longer, but we spent 4 weeks above 60K, and that was the bull run right there, right? And then we basically slowly but surely moved down to the abyss, and we didn't realize it, but after we made these highs, we technically started the bear market, right? If you really want to get technical, that's what a bear market technically is 2 months of being down 20%. But if you really look at it, we didn't bounce back up. From this high, we basically came down, and that was it for the next 2 years, right? We didn't get back above to these levels. So I'm not saying this is going to be exact, but this is what I'm saying is that when we do get up there, I'm not going to be sitting there and just continuously thinking that we're going to sit there for months at a time. I'm going to be planning on, when we start getting to these all-time highs again, really focusing on an exit strategy and trying to figure out, how high, how greedy do I want to get before I'm at a certain level where I'm like, what? This is it. I'm up like crazy right now. I'm taking profits. I don't even care if we continue to move up. I'd rather secure the bag, and I'll wait, for this next bear run or this next bear market for me to just start accumulating again and doing the process all over again. So Flip said in 2 to 3 months, I hope to rotate coins. You might actually get that, bro. So Ricky's saying that this bull run will make that one seem insignificant. I hear you. And when I bring this up, this is all we can go after, right? Because this was the previous bull run. I don't think that it's going to be anything, exact or when we're looking back a year from now or 2 years from now and we're comparing them both, cycles, I don't think that there's going to be, an exact, oh my God, look at this, putting two papers together and it looks exactly the same, right? There's going to be some far differences, but there's going to be some similarities to this run and that run. Looking at the chart for right now, I mean, it just doesn't look similar right now. Like you can see if this was our first, big run, comparing it to over here, we've spent a lot more time above 60K, right? We've spent a lot more time above 60K versus either one of these runs from 2021. So, we already can see that there is a lot of, differences in regards to this run versus 2021. So I'm not saying that, that this is going to be exact or anything like that. I'm just basing it off that. So, we could see Bitcoin spike up to 100K and literally 3 days later, we're already tracing back down. We could see Bitcoin run up to 100K and it's basically found some support somewhere around 90 to 100K and it sits there for a while. There's a lot of scenarios that can happen. All I'm saying is that as of right now, the way the economy looks, the way the world economy looks, right? Because you have to take in consideration not just the American economy, but a lot of these larger economies affect the markets as well. And the way things are looking right now, it just seems like it's just still we have a lot more pain until there's sunshine coming back out and there's just, the economies are booming like crazy. So this was the bear market. And what's so true about this is that whatever you throw at Bitcoin, yeah, it can get bad. It can get bad, and it feels like it's over with. But you're always going to see this thing, basically rebuild and get back up and running. Whatever you throw at Bitcoin, it's here to stay. So this is funny, but it's also so true. This was something cool that I wanted to pull up. So if you look at this right chart right here, the right side of this chart, this is back from 2014 to 2018, right? And you can see that they're basically showing some similarities of what happened from 2014 to 2018 before there was a massive run, right? And what they're showing is something very similar to 2021 to 2024, right? This was basically, remember, this was the double top that we saw on 2021 for Bitcoin, right? That I was just pointing out. You can see, then we went into the bear market, right? 2022, 2023, and now where we're at right now, 2024. Doesn't it look so similar? It looks very similar. And what they're basically showing is that this chart that we could have a massive run ahead of us. And like I said yesterday, it's not about if, it's about when. It's all about when, right? When are we going to see this big run get activated and we start running again? Is it going to be in October? Is it going to be like someone asked at the beginning of the stream, a week before October? Or are we more looking like something like after the elections or, getting into 2025? I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of us are kind of like trying to figure out, like when is this going to happen? A lot of this we've already pretty much gone over. Hey, this looks familiar. This was the bloodbath. This is what I got my thumbnail off of. This was yesterday. Apple down 3%, Nvidia down 10%. Gina, what's going on? Bullish said super cycle. I haven't heard anybody talk about that in a while. Ricky said that's definitely got to be the biggest cup and handle. It's gonna play out. It's gonna be epic, bro. That or the bull flag that we've basically been sitting in. Ricky said, I have a feeling that I have a feeling that we are not done with this final shakeout. That's what I said, bro. I honestly, that's exactly what I was saying in regards to, just maybe possibly some more pain in the market. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's enough yet. You'll know when it's enough. Right now is nothing compared to what we've seen in 2021 in previous bull markets. From what we've seen right now, it's been nothing. Look at this. So what women think men want and what men really want. Ain't that the truth? Well, some of it, part of it, right? I wouldn't, And Crypto Rover, shout out to Crypto Rover, said the Bitcoin downtrend continues. Should we be worried? And this is basically back in March, right? Like I've been saying, and this is the what I've been saying, this bull flag, right? This downward channel that we've been in since making all-time highs. That's pretty much what we've been in, right? But we have been making lower lows and lower highs as we continue, right? I can't believe TON is down so much. I really can't. Let's pull up some Milady. Michael coming through with a good question, saying what is a good what do you think is a good entry for ordinals? So let's pull that up. We'll bring back Milady. So obviously this isn't financial advice, right, Mike? But so what we've been covering is, for myself, I've been pointing out this particular buy zone, anything under $26.50, right? You can see we broke below briefly, and every time we keep breaking above, we've been actually finding support at the $26.50. So in my opinion, the $26.50 mark or below is a good entry point for ordinals, right? And the reason is because $26, you might think, oh my God, that's kind of expensive, right? For ordinals. It is. It's a little pricey, but if you think about it, the market cap right now is at about $650 million. As of last week, when ordinals dropped down to like $26, the market cap was down into the mid 500s, right? 500 million. That's a very, very, very small market cap compared to what this project's going to be, right? Circulating supply. I always say this to feel like a broken record. The circulating supply, only 21 million ordinals are in circulation, and that's the max supply. There's never going to be any more than 21 million that are already in circulation right now. So you're not going to see 2 years down the road they're pumping more ordinals into circulation, diluting the price or anything like that. Ordinals literally has the same circulating supply as Bitcoin, right? Obviously, ordinals was one of the first BRC20 Bitcoin tokens to be built on the Bitcoin ecosystem. And I feel like, me personally, I love just everything, the fundamentals of what they bring to the Bitcoin ecosystem. Everybody thinks Ethereum, Solana, all these other ecosystems and stuff like that. But people forget that Bitcoin actually is its own ecosystem as well. So ordinals is bringing all that fundamental into the Bitcoin ecosystem. And and like I said, the fact that it has such a small market cap and such a circulating supply poises this project, to do big things, I think, in the future. So, I'm telling you, Bitcoin, when we see Bitcoin get to possibly $100,000+, I wouldn't be surprised if a project like ordinals is at $300 to $500 per ordinals, right? Maybe that's a little extreme, but maybe like around $200 to $300. would be feasible for this project easily. On the last run that we saw in October, Ordinals, let me pull this chart up. Ordinals actually ran up to, I believe, what was it, $90? $97. It ran up almost to $100. So this project could easily, that was when Bitcoin ran up and tapped 73,000. You think when Bitcoin runs up past 100K, this project won't be somewhere probably above 200? I think it will be. Easily. So to answer your question, bro, $26.50 around that area is my buy zone for Ordinals, personally. Manny said, hold that line. I'm not selling anything. Diamond hand emojis. I agree with you, bro. Milady, who's still holding a bag of Milady out there? Don't be giving up on our Milady. Telling you guys, even though I say that and I technically don't own any Milady right now, I feel like crap even saying that, but I am going to big up. I am going to have a big bag of Milady. Watch one of these drops. I'm just going to be like $5,000 in Milady. Boom, pick up just that big bag. When I did sell off Milady, which I was very transparent on everybody when I did this. I'm trying to remember when I sold off on Milady. I don't remember exactly when. It was somewhere around here. I had sold off. And then I bought back somewhere back here. And then I sold off again. That was the last time I sold when we jumped up here. And since then I haven't picked up any more. Definitely one of my goals though. Definitely one of my goals to pick up some more Milady for sure. And get that bag. Manny said he's at 41 billion. Nice, bro. Khalil said he's holding Milady. I know a lot of you guys are. For sure. And I think, my opinion, I think that this project is going to do, I think it's going to do really well. Oh, look at this. I didn't realize they added this. You guys see this for CoinMarketCap? What are we? Let's do this as a group, guys. Are we bullish or are we bearish on Milady? Are we bullish or are we bearish on Milady? What are you guys thinking? I'm not even going to ask. We're bullish. Let's pull up. Let's see what Ordinals is. There we go. Yura said we're bullish. Hell yeah. Ordinals. Are we bullish or are we bearish? You guys know I'm bullish on Ordinals. Myro. Let's check out Myro. Looking at this, so Milady was at 73% as far as CoinMarketCap was bullish, right? You had Ordinals was at like 66%, and then you have Myro that's at 65%. It seems like a lot of us, especially people that are on CoinMarketCap, are like, screw this drop, I'm bullish. How dare you call me right now while I'm streaming? So Myro, I'm definitely bullish on. Flip. You were asking me about Turbo. Look at Turbo. 88% are bullish. And looks like Turbo's up 6% as of today. Not looking too bad. Damn, for the year it's up 4,000%. That's crazy. Let's pull up Dog Elon. All right. Everybody's bullish. If they're bullish on this project, nah, I'm not hating on this project. 68% bullish. They got to be bearish on one of these projects. What project do you guys think that people are bearish on right now? And don't go cheating. What projects do you guys think people are bearish on? This is the closest one I've seen so far, Ton. Let's see if there's any articles on TON right now, because something's going on with TON. So analysts predict further decline for TON coin. TON coin was, was one of the standout projects in cryptocurrencies in 2024, achieving significant price movement that propelled it into a top 10. During this period, TON had surged to as high as $8.24. Telegram has significant impact on this rise, but things took a complete turn when Telegram's founder, Pavel Durov, was detained a few weeks ago. Today, according to analysts, things could get even worse. So previously, TON had entered the top 10 altcoins and had been maintaining its position for a while. However, the price drop of TON became more severe, especially after Telegram's founder, Pavel Durov, was detained in France. Before the news, TON was challenging the $7 level, but everything changed suddenly afterward. This decline in TON did not go unnoticed by analysts. First, looking at a post by one of the market's well-known analysts, Ali Martinez, on X, it is seen that the head and shoulders pattern had formed, which brings the fear that the decline could deepen further. So they're calling for some kind of a head, or they're not calling, but they're saying for TON coin, it has basically formed a head and shoulders. Let's see if we can pull that up here. Oh, I see it. I mean, it's clear as day. I can't believe I didn't see that. So, shoulders, head, shoulders, right? So this right here, this usually, if you see a head and shoulders pattern, right, it usually points towards the downside. If you see an inverse, right, if this chart was flipped, basically like a bowl almost, usually would indicate towards moving towards an upside, right? And then you can see with this chart, with the chart and the predictions, they're calling that TON. Oh, well, let's just read it. So according to the analysts, if TON cannot reclaim the support level at $4.70, a scenario where it drops down to $2.60 due to a 45% price correction could occur, a price last seen in March of 2024. I will tell you this right now. You have my word. If TON drops down below $3, I'm buying in massive amounts on TON. I'm telling you right now. When you guys are all scared shitless to buy in, I'm going to be buying in on TON if this thing drops down below $3, right? That is my word. That's my word. So now I got to keep an eye on this shit. Right now, like I said, for TON, you can see it is finding that support. This is our head and shoulder, right? Why the line looks all crooked now? This is our head and shoulders right here, and you can see it's found that support, like we were talking about a little while ago, at around the 0.5, which is around the $4.50 is where it's found support for now, right? Now, imagine if nothing more happens as far as TON particularly, right? But the market, let's just say Bitcoin starts running down towards the 40,000s. What do you think TON's going to do? You think TON's going to just, start moving towards the upside? It's going to continue to move down as well. So when you have a project like this that's going through its own drama, right? Unfortunately, it's going through its own drama, and then you have the markets unstable, not basically, looking so hot and heavy. That could spell a big disaster for TON. And we could be seeing, a big drop for TON dropping down below those $3 marks. So we'll see how this plays out. But I will say, as far as like looking at my own chart, my own indicators, you can see that TON right now at the 0.5 has that support for right now. If it breaks, we could be looking at the 618 at $3.60. And then if that is to break, the next level is going to be before the 786 at around the $2.90 mark. I think that's going to be a big spot for some support. And the reason why is because you can see this was a spot that we previously had as some big resistance on our way up. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on for TON. for me personally, like I said, I did this for a few projects during the bear market. The one that I did miss was, when everybody was terrified, Solana dropped down to $7-8, and I didn't freaking buy in. And obviously we saw Solana rocket up, up to $200. So something like this. Now, I'm not saying this is a Solana, but when something like this, you can take advantage of a project like this if it does drop down to some of these levels because of fear. I guarantee it gets down to some of these levels far down here, and you're going to see a massive drop, a massive rebound, right? I'm not calling for all-time highs, but you could see this thing could easily drop down to this $2.90 and find a massive bounce, possibly running up towards around $4, $5, $6, where you could easily 2x your money, and I'm talking about quick. So I'm not saying that TON in that scenario would run up to all-time highs, but this big dramatic drop could at least lead to a nice V-shaped recovery, possibly back up to some stable numbers, that at least this 0.5 looks like it's holding for right now. So we'll see how that plays out. BP's in the house. What's going on, bro? Ricky said that means TON is going to pump soon. Right? When other people are fearful, I'm definitely going to get greedy. Now, I'm not going to be going all crazy and throwing my life savings in there, but you throw in a few grand in there at that $2 or $3 mark could be a solid move right there. Philly, what's going on, bro? So wait, are we bullish or are we bearish on TON right now? What are you guys thinking? Are we bullish or are we bearish on TON right now? I think I'm a little bearish right now. Like temporary bearish, but could flip to bullish, right? Let's just go with bearish. What's Bitcoin at right now? 62 bullish, 38% bearish. Let's jump into some DeFi, guys. So what do we got? NFK not doing too bad today, up 4%. We'll take it. NFK is obviously our native token. Look, oh my God, look at this project. Remember, look at this project. They tanked this project. What happened? What happened, bruh? Corgi with knife, $1,000 in liquidity. Oof. Not looking too good. Where's call at? So Mary's up 4% today. Nothing, to run home and tell mom about. Call right now is having a problem breaking above that $30 million market cap. Breaking back above, obviously. If you guys remember, I was like, man, when call bounced at this 34, was finding some support. I was like, I should throw, I have all this crow. I was like, I should just throw it all into call and just freaking, just forget about it. Just leave it there. And I didn't do it, even though it wouldn't have, made me rich or anything, but it would have been a nice little move because call actually saw a nice run up after that. So I'm kind of just waiting. If we come back down to this level or we break below, I think, mark my words, if call comes back down to retest this 34, 35 area, we're gonna probably break this support level, and next we're gonna be talking about somewhere around the 20s as far as call, right? And this obviously is as long as the market's coming down Call is going to continue to do the same thing. This is nothing particularly against Call, because you guys know, obviously, I want to buy, I want to jump back in on Call. But I'm waiting. Waiting. Could I be so lucky to get some Call below this 28? I will be ecstatic. Y'all going to hear me turn so bullish on Call. I'm going to be like, Call all day. Cronos is ghost town, boys and girls. Absolutely ghost town. What's trending in for Solana? Have you guys seen these projects, these new projects? You can boost them. I don't know what the hell. I haven't looked into this, but I guess you can boost these projects, but it's only like new projects that you can boost. Puffy right now, this is number 1 at 130% move. I don't know. It just, to me, seems, let's look at the volume. It looks like, to me, like Solana right now didn't even break $1 billion for the day. Ethereum, 1.2 billion. Arbitrum is at 600 million at number 3. That's crazy. Binance is at 1.1 billion. Base 500. Polygon's coming out of nowhere. Volume, for DeFi right now, it just seems like it has just been, I don't know, it just seems like it's been like ghost town. It really does. I feel like it's been ghost town. Have you guys let me know. Have you guys been buying in on anything on DeFi recently in the last few weeks? Ricky said the worst thing is Crow hardly dipped. It's not, bro, because you know what? Crow's pretty much like a stable coin as of now, right? I don't even know where it's at, but I'm going to just predict. I swear I haven't looked at how much Crow is in probably 6 months, maybe like 3 months. I'm going to say it's probably at around 6 to 8 cents is what I'm going to say it's at. 7.8, 7 cents, right? Almost 8 cents. It kind of just sits around that area, right? But with Call, you know what it is that their DeFi is just, it's dried up because they don't really encourage people to build on their ecosystems anymore, or any, like right now, you don't really see a lot of marketing for crypto.com, right? You don't really see much. Crypto.com, if you guys notice, if you get on the crypto.com application, what are they promoting? They're trying to get you wrecked on their strike options. They're trying to get you wrecked on whatever whatever new gimmick they got going on for you to buy in. You have to $5. What do you think? Bitcoin's going up or going down? Put it in there. 30 seconds later, your $5 is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I think they're making a lot of their money. On top of, just being, I like their app as far as like buying in on a lot of, tokens and coins. They do have a crazy spread though on their margin whenever you go to sell. If you're, I'm talking about if you're going to sell like $10,000 or more, they freaking tax the shit out of you. I don't care what you say, they tax the shit out of you, right? So that's like my only gripe with crypto.com. But as far as their DeFi, it just seems like they're not relevant right now. They're not relevant. Michael asks, didn't we just pull that up? What was that? Let me see here. Oh, that was W Dog. What are you talking about? F Dog? F Wog? What the hell is that? My dog's like, I need to go outside. F Wog. It's been out for like a month. $85 million market cap, not too bad. Charts don't look too bad either. So, I mean, obviously you can see for this project, I mean, nice little trend, right? Nice little trend is your friend. You can see a nice upward movement for the project. Doesn't look bad at all. All I can say for this project particularly, volume looks absolutely amazing. You know, over $5.5 million in volume. If this project, as long as it can stay above the trend or at least above the 236, you guys already know that I do think that this project will continue to, for the short-term period, continue to make new highs, right? Not saying that it's going to guarantee it's going to do that, but as long as you can stay above the 7.3 cent mark, you know, if it does come down and find that support, this will probably continue to move towards the up and to the right for this project. But market cap looks good. Liquidity locked in, 2.5 million. And like I said, the volume looks great, especially for right now, how DeFi is looking. Ricky said, I did the same thing and traded a good amount of Crow, and I'm down like 25%. Really, bro? I mean, I would just, you know, Crow's going to go back up, bro. If you don't need it, I would just, not financial advice, but I would just be waiting. Just let it sit there. Tuan said, Crip, what's going on, bro? If you do get the that one leg up of Bitcoin, you think alts and DeFi goes up the same with Bitcoin? Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not. They're not going to be in sync, right? They're not going to be in sync where Bitcoin's going. You know, Bitcoin starts making all-time highs, and then you're going to see Solana making all-time highs, right? You're not going to. It's not going to be in sync. You'll see the alts reacting positively, but what we're going to see is that Bitcoin's going to be running up, making all-time highs. Alts are going to be doing really well, but maybe not all of them. Maybe you have your one-offs that are up, you know, making new highs, but majority of the markets will probably just trying to rebound from what we've lost the last few months, but they will be running up. But as Bitcoin goes up, makes some all-time highs, kind of hangs around there for a little while, you'll start to see that Bitcoin's dominance will most likely be even higher than what it is right now, which is crazy. Bitcoin's dominance is at 56.5% right now, guys. This is very high for Bitcoin dominance. Very high, right? Remember, we're looking for altcoin season to go in effect when Bitcoin is breaking below the 50%, most likely getting towards the lower 40% dominance, right? So with that being said, Bitcoin's running up, you know, $125,000, whatever the case may be. Hopefully the higher the better, right? Alts are doing good, maybe not necessarily making it to all-time highs. Some of them will. You'll see Bitcoin kind of go stagnant, and then you'll probably start seeing Bitcoin's dominance start to deplete, which means that a lot of people are moving their profits, looking for those smaller cap coins that haven't exploded yet, and that will be basically when we're getting into to altcoin season. So I don't think it's going to be exactly in sync time frame, but usually it's a lag effect where Bitcoin runs and then you'll see the alts run behind it. So oh, nice. Mike said he got in early and sold out on FWOG. Hell yeah. Flip said Turbo can get to 5 billion, I think. Possibly, bro. I don't deny it, dude, because Turbo, the market cap's at what right now? I know it's like I think it's bigger than freaking Milady. It is. $240 million, right? So that's not like a little baby project anymore. So I definitely, volume $55 million, bro. That's solid. That's solid. I think that it could get to those levels as well, Flip. I honestly do. What's going on, MeX? MeX, you finally made it, bro. Finally made it. What's going on? Make sure you guys slap those likes. Manny said, yeah, I don't fool with that bull. Beep. I agree with you, bro. %100 agree with you, dude. Did we miss any articles? I think we read all the articles. Oh, so don't forget, obviously, FOMC meeting in less than 2 weeks, guys. Less than 2 weeks. So not next week, but the following week for the FOMC meeting. Remember, we have unemployment. Unemployment's dropping on Friday. We will be covering that. I think we're going to have a morning stream on Friday. That's going to be this 6th at around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're going to start the stream. So make sure you guys, make sure everybody that's in here right now is subscribed. Make sure you have that bell so you don't have to go searching for it. It'll just pop up like bling. Crypto FUD is live. I might open up some longs or shorts depending on what I'm feeling that morning. We'll see. Manny said that strike option can go scratch. Yeah, I feel like that's like what, if you, like I said, you open up your crypto.com app and that's like, it's like strike options and, you know, whatever else they have, leverage trading, but their leverage trading is a little bit odd, you know, like they give you these ranges to buy in on, right? Like right now you can buy in $100 to buy in. It's like $100 buy-in on this range if you think Bitcoin's going up, but it's a real small range. So it's like almost like it's 100x leverage, very small range, but they're like $100 to buy in and you can cash out $600 if it gets, all it has to do is get to this level, right? But a lot of times, you know, I don't like the ranges that they provide. You know, I'd rather go on one of these like perpetual, you know, like Jupiter. You guys know I like to use Jupiter swap on Solana. I'd rather go on to the perpetuals and actually do my own leverage trading there, because sometimes I like to not go crazy and do 100x leverage trading and do like a 20 or 30x, so I have a lot of room for the price to kind of fluctuate without me getting liquidated. On their leverage trading, it's like there's no deviance in regards to how high or low you can do your leverage trading. It's basically just a one-stop shop. It's 200x leverage trading, very narrow, you know, price range, because they want the odds to be in their favor, obviously, right? So if they have the odds very small, you know, and you look at, whoa, I can put in $75 right now, and all Bitcoin has to do is get to this level and I can cash out $700. Hell yeah. But the odds are forever against you on a lot of that trading. So that's why you have to be very careful. If you are interested in leverage trading, though, I encourage, not financial advice, but join our members only stream. Join the members only club, or whatever you want to call it, our crew. We always go over leverage trading, and we're actually going to be going over leverage trading back into detail this weekend. So we got some requests to do that. We are going to be covering that this weekend for our Sunday member only streams. So Ricky said, I thought I had it down and made a grenade, or made a grand in a few hours, lost in the next day. Bro, I had same thing, dude. Ricky, I literally the same exact thing happened to me on crypto.com, where this was like a few months ago. I didn't even mention to you guys. I was doing, you know, leverage trading on crypto.com, and I had a couple plays that I made that I did really well, right? And I'm up, you know, a fair amount. Boy, I don't know if they had it out to get me, but I went from like up like 3K. I'm not even lying to you. In like 12 hours, I was down like $800. Right? And I'm like chasing trades now like a junkie. And I had to finally like just take the L and walk away. And I was just like, I felt like I'd gotten robbed, you know, like I was like, bro, and it was all my fault. Right? So I was like, you know what? I'm staying the hell away from crypto.com's strike options and leverage trading. Right? Like I'd rather just do my own thing on my own leverage trading platforms. So be very cautious with that. But just a recap, guys. Like I said, we are going to have our morning stream on Friday. We will be back here tomorrow, Thursday at the same time. Right now, Bitcoin sitting at around 58,100. Don't be surprised if tonight we see another little, you know, fluctuation towards the downside. Things have been doing that, right? Like I told you guys yesterday, one day we're down, the next day we're up, or it looks like we're going up, and then boom, later on that night, we are back down even further. So this is what I've been telling you guys about that emotional kind of you know, time that we're in, right? This can get not emotional, but it can be, your emotions can come out, right? Where you're just sick of seeing up and down, and you get emotionally pissed off, and you want to sell off of your portfolio for a loss, and only to see that a week or 2 weeks down the road or a month down the road, you know, we're running right back up, and now you're chasing trades, looking like me on crypto.com, you know, chasing trades, you know, buying it at 40% higher than what you sold, right? So not financial advice, but don't get psyched out of your trades. Be strong. We're going to be fine, guys. We might see some more pain, but it all comes in the territory of this crazy, crazy world that we're in called crypto. So, other than that, guys, I'm going to let you guys have a great night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. You guys be safe out there. Hit me up in the Discord if you need anything. Ricky said my vacation fund is ready for a dump. Oh, don't do that, bro. Wifey's going to come after you. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right?